What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dolphins Daily, your daily dose of Dolphins content with your boy, Chris Kane. Let's talk about the Dolphins. We're going to get started with the Jonnu Smith thing all over again because more information is starting to come out. It's basically what you think it is. It's a money play. We just didn't have amounts of money yesterday, right? So, based on my research and looking into it, Jonnu wants more money. He doesn't really want to leave the Dolphins. We get that. This is really, I think I'm worth more money, paying more money. I haven't taken a look at tight end contracts recently. Apparently, there are 9 different tight ends that are all making $12 million or more dollars. I had no idea. I assumed, okay, maybe Kittle, maybe Kelsey, but no, it's from Mark Andrews. Like, it goes down the line. A lot of tight ends are making money right now. Jonnu is set to make $4.8 million. So it seems like he's going to want at least 12, which is basically 2.5 times what he's getting paid now. And 12, I'm guessing, will be like the baseline. It could very much be, 12 is the starting point, but I'm better than guys 9, 8, 7, so I want 13, maybe even 14. That's a lot of money, and way more than the Dolphins are willing to pay. So the question becomes, should the Dolphins do this long play to trade Jonnu to get Kyle Pitts? Now, stay with me. Y'all know I'm a Gator, right? Gator fan, born and raised in Gainesville. Y'all know what I'm about. Always been a Kyle Pitts fan, especially at Florida. In the league, no way to say it. He's been disappointing. Kyle Pitts has not lived up to what he's supposed to be. He's a top 5 pick. They were saying generational tight end. He might be the prototype going forward. Has not panned out at all. Some of that has been bad quarterback play. Some of it seems like will. I watch him play. He's not getting off the line. He doesn't get separation at all. He drops a lot of passes, just inexplicably. I don't know what's been going on with Kyle Pitts' whole career. I believe he needs a change of scenery, right? There's reports now that Atlanta is trying to trade Kyle Pitts. They're basically building an offense around Drake London, Bijan, Penix. We'll figure it out from there. Makes sense to me. If the Dolphins trade Jonnu to Pittsburgh, the pick package I've seen so far is Jonnu, 6th-round pick, you get a 4th-round pick back. There's a scenario where you could get Freiermuth as well. We'll see. But if the situation is we trade Jonnu to Pittsburgh, we get a 4th-round pick back, and then we take that 4th-round pick and go to Atlanta and say, hey, we want to get Kyle Pitts for a 4th-round pick. Now, I think currently Jonnu is better than Kyle Pitts. The thing is almost ridiculous to even have the conversation. Kyle Pitts is severely underperformed. However, Kyle Pitts is younger, bigger, and for a lot of people has a higher upside. He was a top 5 pick. People don't remember this. He's a top 5 pick. And every year it's like, oh, it's the Kyle Pitts year. He's going to put it all together. And he just hasn't so far. And some of it, again, has been coaching. Some has been quarterback. If you're an offensive mind like a Mike McDaniel, everything you did with Jonnu, you have to think you can do with Kyle Pitts. If not, a little bit more, because his upside is higher. Again, he has not performed anywhere near his potential. We all know that. Very disappointing. But a lot of people think if I can harness that potential, maybe. We literally signed Zach Wilson as our quarterback because we said, well, he's the number 2 pick at quarterback. There's something there. These are coaches quoting this. Hey, he didn't become number 2 pick out of nowhere. There's talent there. If we can harness that talent, we'll have a great backup. It's the same conversation with Kyle Pitts. He was the number 1 tight end taken, highest, I think, almost in my lifetime. I think Vernon Davis was the 7th, I believe. So he's a very highly picked tight end. And everyone said the same thing. He's a receiver playing tight end. He's like an evolution of what Shannon Sharp was. And if you can just harness what he was at Florida, oh my God, you can break the internet, break the league. He hasn't done it. Now, you take Kyle Pitts, put him in Miami's offense. We assume Coach McDaniel's a genius. We know Tua likes to throw the ball up a little bit. You got a big target, new city. He played at UF. Now he'll be in Miami. There may be some synergy there. I don't know. Maybe being back in Florida will do something for him. I don't think it's an unreasonable take to think that Kyle Pitts could be a hit in Miami. And here's the beauty of it. If he's not good, you let him go. He's playing for a contract now. And you know how I feel about guys in contract years. If Kyle Pitts does not play well this upcoming year, he will not get big money from anybody. Period. You can't have 3 consecutive meh seasons and then demand more money. That's not how the NFL works. Somebody will sign him. He's still giant. He's still fast. He still is the proper size for his position. You can't underperform for 3 straight years and then say, give me top tight end money. That's not how the league works. He's in a contract year. He, I'm sure, still believes I can be a top 5 guy. Kyle Pitts, talent wise, should be what Brock Bowers was last year. Brock was a top pick, came in, and immediately did what we thought he would do. I remember Brock Bowers as a freshman at Georgia, and they were like, if he went pro today, he'd be number 1 tight end taken. And guess what he did in the league? You guessed it, blew it up. Kyle Pitts, higher draft pick, UF, all the pedigree, height, hands, route running. Got to the league. What happened there? In a contract year, he has every incentive to play his best, right? If Jonnu wants a 3-year extension, $30+ million, we got Kyle Pitts for 1 year to prove it for his career. I don't hate the play because if it doesn't work, it's a 1-year deal anyway. Move off him, draft a new tight end, start over. I think you can find another Jonnu Smith. I don't know if you can find a Kyle Pitts like prototypical size and whatever wise, but you can definitely get Kyle Pitts production. They're probably number 2. I'll take Isaiah Likely over Kyle Pitts right now. There are number 2 tight ends that have outperformed Kyle Pitts. But just what he was supposed to be is such a high ceiling. And if he can get with the right system and the right quarterback, I still think there's something there. So if that is a long-term play the Dolphins could be trying to execute, I'm here for it. We'll see. Now, we did a story yesterday on Bradley Chubb and his mindset getting prepped for the upcoming season. And now we're going to do the same thing for Jaylen Phillips. Now, if you know anything about Jaylen, he's just been through everything football-wise. From college to now, to not wanting to play, to thinking I'm done with football, to getting back in football, to being a first-round pick, to showing up from then getting hurt, then his hard knocks being like beloved and then getting hurt again. It's been a long road. And to keep just going back at it, to just keep recovering and getting back on the field, recover, get back on the field, you got to have just a really strong constitution about you. And Jaylen has always shown that. He seems exceptionally resilient. And this is not even like a football type conversation. I want to see Jaylen do well. I'll be honest, I'll be super biased about it. Not even as a Dolphin fan. If he played for, well, not the Patriots. If you play for a team like the Jets, like let's say I hate the Jets, right? But given what this dude has been through, and he just keeps knocking at the door, not just trying to break his way in, I have to root for guys who succeed, who've been through a lot. And I think the reason he can keep coming back is because he has a pretty good mentality about what the world is, what football is, what pain and hardships are, right? And so he got on IG and X and he dropped this little message that I think everyone can take a little something from. He said, "Nothing good in life ever comes easy. You have to go through hardship, pain, and discomfort to grow. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Cheers to another year of failure, defeat, joy, and success." Yeah, man. Like, how can you not respect that even outside of football? Just as a dude to have that kind of mentality. I think there's nothing wrong in what he said. Anytime you have to grow, you have to go through something, right? You have to break to build. You can't just, life isn't linear. It very much is like this. And he's playing for his career now, right? He's getting paid pretty well this year. But if he gets hurt again out for the year, I don't know what his career looks like going forward. It could be a series of 1-year contracts. He could be on a Jadeveon Clowney kind of track where, you were this giant prospect and then you don't perform for various reasons. And now it's like, well, we'll do prove-it deals. Maybe super incentive-laden deals where we'll sign you for a couple million. You can make up to 10 if you do X, Y, and Z. But if he does this job this year, then I think everything's on the table. I think 25, 30 million is on the table. Maybe for like 3 years, I wouldn't give him a 5-year extension, but 3 years, 100 million, very much on the table, especially in Florida. So we want to get to that 40, 42, $44 million threshold. That's probably going to be out there at the Micah and maybe Nick Bosa re-ups. We could probably offer him a hometown discount, and because it's taxes, I think he'll take it. But he has to be healthy, and I think doing that requires you to just be locked in mentally. He sounds like he's saying the right things. I'm rooting for him just as a fan and as a dude, and hopefully a year from now, he's cashing in. Now, we've done a bunch of feature matchups. Yesterday I was a little pessimistic about Baltimore. I heard it from some people. Like, why you keep talking about how we're not going to match up? Hey, I'm being honest. I can be a fan and be objective, which is why we're doing this segment today about the Saints. I think this is one of those get right games. It's called what it is, man. Every now and again, you get a schedule. I don't see what I saw with Carolina. I think Carolina is actually borderline good and can beat people. I have zero faith in the Saints. Now, if you've been with this channel for the last couple of months, you know I've been anti-Saints pre-draft. I said they're the worst run team. They had the worst salary cap situation. It's the worst job for the head coach. It's the worst job for the quarterback. And I've been proven right at every turn. This team has been run into the ground because they did everything they could for Drew Brees and mortgaged the whole future for Drew Brees. They did with Michael Thomas. It did not work out. They're in this weird spot with Chris Olave. We'll see. I think Alvin Kamara, this is last year there, could get traded during the year. That's going to be a situation. Cam Jordan is the only person that I think is still like at the level he should be at. And I can see him just walking away and starting a podcast. Terrible situation. And I don't believe in Tyler Shuck at all. I don't know what we're doing here. This to me is a get right game. We have a rough schedule. We have a lot of games. I mean, we're not favored in 11 of our games. But one game we're going to be for sure favored in is the Saints. They're going to have most likely a rookie quarterback playing at that time. I don't think the weapons are strong. I think the O-line is average. The defense has a lot to be desired. This should be a game where you can get it right. We shouldn't have starters playing in the fourth quarter in this game. It should be, it's 34-10. Bet. Let's get Zach Wilson some reps. Let's get Quinn some reps. Hey, Ollie, you want to go in there and get 10 carries? That's what kind of game this is. We got enough Buffaloes and, Steelers and Cincinnati's on our schedule. It can't always be like that. Sometimes you got to just, show up in a nice suit, get a dub, and just go home, have dinner with your girl. Like, this is what kind of game this is. If this is not a 14-point plus blowout, I don't know what we're doing. I don't see this being close at all. I don't see any scenario where this team is going to be good. I think Kellen Moore is good. Listen, this is a bad situation. Arguably, the worst in football. So I look forward to a get-right game because we got a tough stretch before this. Looking forward to it. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning in to Dolphins Daily. We appreciate it, love and support. Thank y'all for, liking, subscribing, keeping our channel alive. We appreciate that. We'll see you next time on Dolphins Daily.